All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're just a short time away from Saints and Packers kickoff, and this is episode 2 of my Behind Enemy Line series, and I'm joined by Big K called Game.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Yep, and he is my Taysom Hill, if you will, of this series. He's not a Packers fan, but
Not at all. But
he's
you know
just a
what?
certified ball knower.
Hey, I'll talk shit about the Saints.
Yep, he'll talk shit about the Saints, which is why
I'll,
we
I'll
have him
praise
here
him.
today.
I'll praise him, which could end up happening still. But I'll definitely talk some fucking shit about him.
Yeah, we're gonna make this fun for y'all. But obviously, you guys know behind enemy lines is a game preview style series where we like to go in depth and talk about the upcoming Saints game and set opponent, which is why I have Big K called game certified ball knower and maybe Saints hater. But
A little bit of both.
yeah, without further ado, let's get into this. So first main talking point discussion is what are the keys to success for the Packers versus the Saints and vice versa. So if you want to go ahead and start that, you can.
The key to the Packers is stay what you have been doing on offense. You have had Jordan Love, who's first time really being the starter of the offense, really stay calm. He hasn't really panicked yet. He hasn't been in the situation where you can look at and say, "Hey, he's not ready for this." He has a little over 500 yards and 6 touchdowns through 2 games, no interceptions. The key is going to be keeping him calm. Granted, the key will also be getting a lot of the guys who are questionable to actually play. David Bakhtiari needs to play to keep him calm. Zaire Alexander needs to play to keep him calm because that defensive help of being able to say, hey, we have a top 10 level defense. And even then, this defense is probably better than top 10 standards. These guys need to play so he doesn't feel the pressure of, hey, the Saints are going to score. The Saints are going to put up 40. We need you to be in a gunfight with Derek Carr because that's not a fight he will win yet. No matter how much talent he has, his experience isn't at the point where he can go toe to toe with Derek Carr in a we're going to score 40, but you're against a elite defense because that's what the Saints have is an elite defense. You need to keep it under control, but also make sure Jordan Love knows he is comfortable. He can stay safe. Christian Watson plays, awesome, because that's going to help him a lot. Because that gives him a real number one receiver. It's probably not very likely he plays. But the key is keep Jordan Love calm and keep letting your defense do the job it has been doing the last 2 weeks. Because even though they lost last week, they lost allowing what, 26, 25 points? That's it. Which
Right, yeah,
isn't
I believe
bad
it's 25-24.
against a team where you can look at and say, hey, Bison is a pretty damn good football player. Kyle Pitts is a pretty damn good football player. Even though he didn't do much, the threat of Kyle Pitts is very real. And you'll know that later on in the season where, hey, he might not do much, but you can't let that man leave your sight. So it's just got to keep him calm and let him keep on doing what he's been doing.
Yep, and I sort of believe the same thing for the Saints is that they need to keep the same like pace that they have on defense. But obviously, over the first couple of weeks, they've been struggling to execute red zone, um, you know, attempts and stuff like that. But it's not getting down the field that's a problem for them. It's executing, scoring the touchdown that they have really lacked in. But Derek Carr's made a couple of questionable reads over the first couple of games, and
Because he's
the
trash.
receipts. The receipts aren't showing yet with his signing, but I'm confident that they can put it together this week. Considering that Kendra Miller, who I thought wasn't a pass catcher, is coming back, but he did a pretty good job out of the backfield in preseason. But you got Tony Jones Jr. who scored 2 touchdowns last week, kind of you know inserting his name into that. Let's inserting his name into like the keep me on the 53-man roster. I'm gonna show you what I can do type guy. But
The
the run game,
Justice Hill game.
yeah, the Justice Hill game. That's a really good comparison, actually. But yeah, they've been a little slow on offense, but again, from week 1 to week 2, it improved a little bit. They scored 2 touchdowns, which is something they didn't do in week 1. So I think as the offense starts to gel together, you'll see like results with their game. But
I
they've
I
only they're 2-0 and their point differential is like +4. So it's not that great, but
I honestly don't think this is the week, and this isn't me talking on the Packers side. Think of things. It's not the week they're gonna because I'm looking at the Saints offense. They have the potential to be that good, and I talked about it in one of my videos. But the starts of the season of who they have played have been tough on the offense to get some confidence. And that's not stopping this week. That is not stopping this week. Because
yeah.
Trevor Penning has really been an issue for you guys' O line. And there's a guy on the Packers defense. You might know his name, named Rashawn Gary.
Hmm.
You might know him. Who he will line up on Trevor Penning a lot.
Probably
And
so.
you have not had to face a true elite edge rusher.
Mm-mm. Well,
Jeffrey Simmons is not a edge
is
rusher.
Jeff okay?
He's
I was
more
gonna
of an
say he's
interior.
like.
He's more of an interior rusher.
I mean, I would say.
He's not
Look,
going.
see,
He is not going in a 2-point stance, and he is not firing off that ball quicker than your offensive lineman's getting out of his stance.
true. I got a question to be honest. Is Rashawn Gary more of like a power rusher, a speed rusher, or like a
Yeah.
mix?
I believe he's more power. I believe he's more power.
Okay. See, I believe Trevor Penning's a lot worse when it comes to speed
I do not
because
think he will. I think he leans more into power. I've not heard that he's a bad speed rusher. Is the issue? He
yeah.
he will
So
go, he will happily run down your throat. I think this is just going to be a reality check for Trevor Penning. Is if I'm
yeah,
being
this is gonna
honest.
be 3 straight games where he doesn't do anything special. I
But
believe it.
actually, no, he just played against Brian Burns, I guess.
No, Brian Burns was on Ramcheck the whole entire time.
Oh yeah, Penning
Yeah,
will. They will move. They will like J.J. Watt moved for the Texans all those years. Rashawn Gary
yeah,
will line up where Rashawn Gary wants. I'm not calling him J.J. Watt.
yeah.
I'm
I
saying
mean,
Rashawn Gary goes where Rashawn Gary wants to go.
yeah. Besides that, Trevor Penning is fine whenever he has help. Usually that help is from Foster Moreau, who is out. We'll get to the final injury report later. But
Get him out of here.
we got Jimmy Graham and Jawan Johnson. Obviously, you've seen Jimmy Graham. He's a mountain. He's 6'7".
Jimmy Graham will be decent help with that.
Yeah,
Well,
so
the thing I worry about though is his age and how physical he can truly be with Rashawn Gary.
yeah,
Cool. He has that old man strength, which is very, very real.
yeah.
You probably know that old man
Hmm.
strength is very real. But I don't know how much he has left in the tank compared to an NFL level strength
Yeah.
versus a walking around your house or going up to someone old man strength.
Yeah, it just depends like what they're going to be asking him to do tomorrow cuz he's now went from third string tight end who only comes in maybe once in the red zone to now the second tight end who's probably going to be asked to chip block and help Trevor Penning. Uh,
I I honestly feel like you guys will see a lot of Taysom Hill tight end this week.
yeah, yeah.
I think
Taysom Hill at tight end.
I think
Even
he
then, they're
will.
in a even then they're in a bad position with that because they want to make
Taysom
sure
Hill's
that
going to
the
play a
emergency
lot.
third QB is
Taysom Hill is
healthy.
going to play a lot of
Oh
football this
yeah,
week. He
yes
is.
he will.
Taysom Hill might be in every damn snap this week.
Taysom Hill might play
Last
40 plus snaps.
last week he didn't have to. He played a lot more than week one.
Yeah,
I
but
think this week
he
he's
was
gonna.
asked to do what he normally does.
Yes, and without Jamal Williams and Kamara still being suspended, he'll probably be in the backfield some. He'll still have his QB runs, and he'll have to play tight end this week
Yeah,
because Jimmy Graham's not going to be able to do it as much as a tight end two needs to be able to do it.
yeah. Taysom Hill is definitely going to be asked to do a lot more than what he usually does, but not. It's not nothing new to him. He's done it before. All the
Oh,
stuff that he's going to be asked to do tomorrow is nothing new to him.
If you
It's
lined him up
just
at left tackle, I wouldn't think twice.
if he lined up at left tackle, I still think he'd be better than Trevor Penning.
He
Honestly,
Taysom Hill's not good at anything. He just isn't bad at anything either.
yeah, he's just very decent at everything he
He's
does.
the he's the ultimate mid player.
He's better than mid now. Come on, he's a great runner. You gotta give him that. He's a great runner. He's a great downhill runner.
But
You
what
gotta
he
give him that.
does, he is. But if
I
you're
don't
just
think
calling
it.
him for what he is, for what his job is, he's probably the greatest of all time at what he does.
Yeah, but not very many people do what he does. So I
But
mean, it's
not,
kind
I
of
don't
hard to
know how many
judge.
people really at this NFL level does what he does. When that guy from Colorado comes into the NFL, though, that's going to be a conversation.
Who's that guy from Colorado? Travis Hunter?
Yes,
I don't know if they're gonna want him to play receiver and corner in the NFL. That's gonna be
he'll
interesting.
play some. He'll play some. He'll play some, and
He'll
he'll
probably he'll probably come in multiple. Yeah, I don't know. We'll figure
right.
that out. But yeah, Saints defense needs to just do what they've been doing, and the offense just needs to keep ramping it up. I know it's gonna look a little different this week without Jamal Williams, but the run game kicked it up a notch last week. We just need Derek Carr to stop making those questionable reads in the first half, and we need Trevor Penning to have help all 60 minutes of the game and not the last 30. So yeah,
I don't know how realistic that is to ask though, without sacrificing a lot.
yeah. I guess you just
Because
gotta test the waters in the first half. Just hope that doesn't get too bad. I guess.
yeah, it's a dangerous game. It's a dangerous game. You're gonna have to play it.
Yeah, it's a little bit more of a dangerous game, but either way, I'm happy with what the result will be as long as it's not like a 40-point blowout. Because you're 2-1 and you get Alvin Kamara back, you're sitting pretty nice. But I'd like to win this third game, be 3-0, have Alvin Kamara back, and be at the top of the division. That'd feel pretty nice too.
You guys are
Either
gonna be in
way,
heaven after this game. You guys, no matter how it ends, you guys should be feeling good. Because
yeah.
you don't have a running back up this upcoming game really who has
Hmm.
fear. Oh yeah, Jamal Williams is on IR. Yeah, we'll bring in Kamar. We'll just bring Alvin into play. That's fine.
I can't tell if you're digging at me or not.
I'm
Are
not.
you digging at me?
No, Kamar's really fucking good.
Oh, see, I don't know why I thought you said that. Oh, we'll just bring Alvin Kamara into play. Nothing to worry about.
No, he's really fucking good.
Uh, I thought you were talking about like in the perspective of a defense. Like, oh, Alvin Kamara's playing. Okay.
Oh no, not at all. Not at all. Well, with Derek Carr's tendency to not throw to running backs, maybe, but
I don't know.
he is not a
It's just
historical running back thrower.
true, but I think it's different now. I think Derek Carr's got like the running back to throw to. Besides Josh Jacobs, he threw to Josh Jacobs a little bit, didn't he? I mean, not Alvin Kamara
He,
level. Like,
I don't think he scored. If he did, it never ended in a touchdown.
huh?
Josh Jacobs hasn't had a receiving touchdown in a few years.
Really?
Yeah,
That's a
and
weird stat.
he still finished as RB1 in fantasy last year.
Well, yeah, he had the most yards and he had like 12 touchdowns, didn't he?
I don't know. I just know he didn't have a receiving touchdown.
That is true. But he did. He did have 400 receiving yards. Who knows? Either way, just kick it up a notch on offense, and hopefully we can go 3-0. Next topic is we're gonna skip this one and we're gonna do this one last. What is the dream scenario for the Packers and vice versa?
Everyone plays.
Mm,
That is genuinely the dream scenario here. I was looking at it earlier, just get an idea. Right now, I can confidently say 3 of the 4 best Packers on the injury report right now. Actually, I'd even say 4 of the 5. 4 of the 5. Elton Jenkins
yeah,
is out of the game right now.
right, yeah,
Zaire, Aaron Jones, and Bakhtiari are all questionable.
and
Is Gary also questionable?
Rashawn Gary, no, he has no designation.
Yes, I thought I saw that. But that's of your 5 best players, 4 of them are on the report. One of them's for sure out. your best situation is those other three play. Because I'll be honest, last week AJ Dillon didn't get the job done.
Right.
AJ Dillon's been a really inefficient rusher of the football this year. It could be because, and I will say this here, the Falcons have an elite run defense. Because you don't Grady Jarrett and Calais Campbell. That's all you need for a run defense. I'll be straight. But you're not going to be super efficient against the run against the Falcons. That's just not. That's not a surprise. And with
I mean,
AJ Dillon,
super efficient. I mean, you're that's like
he's
best in the league.
AJ Dillon's like 3 yards a carry right now.
Yeah, but AJ Dillon's just a certified bona fide RB
But
two.
with AJ Dillon being a go down the middle guy, he's not gonna really make a guy miss in the open field as much.
Yeah.
You want Thunder Calves to go down and run through somebody. That's what you want AJ Dillon to do.
You want Quadzilla to run the ball on 3rd and 1 when you need it.
Yes. And against the Saints defense, I don't know how likely that is. The D line, you could probably get away with it. Once you get to that second level and Demario Davis is sitting there, I don't know how
Demario Davis has done a really good job shadowing running backs this season.
I don't know how likely it is you go through Demario Davis.
Yeah, it's not
And
very likely.
It's not even because he's a big guy. It's just Demario Davis is so fundamentally sound that you're not running through him.
Yeah.
So the dream situation is at least Aaron Jones plays. You really need Zaire Alexander to play also. And
if Jair Alexander doesn't play and
it's
the offense
over.
doesn't do good, something is wrong.
Yeah. No.
Because last week, J.C. Horn didn't play, and it took them almost 2 quarters to get Olave a touch.
And he's probably going to play. I heard they were just monitoring some back issues is why he was on the.
Yeah.
So he's probably going to end up playing because he's a dog. But if he doesn't play and your number one corner is Rasul Douglas, who's not a bad corner. Don't get me wrong. He's not going to bend over. But you need him on Michael Thomas so that Zaire can take Olave. Or vice versa.
You need them both. You need 2 decent
You need them both
to make it work.
To help. Because if you can take those 2 out of the game, I'll be honest, there's not a threat on the Saints offense that scares me.
Rashid?
He's a one-trick pony.
What?
If he's not deep, he's not worth shit.
Oh, come on now.
If he's not deep, he's not worth shit.
All right, look. I can understand why you say that because he hasn't really shown it. I get it.
You have to show it to show you're worth a shit outside of 50 yards downfield.
But that's just the element that he brings.
Yes, cool.
It's not like you're supposed to ask him to be wide receiver 1.
Cool. And guess what? He's going to probably have to be if both of them play. He's going to have to be a big element of the pass game because whoever Zaire's on is not an option.
I don't know, man. Olave and Jair might be a pretty good matchup. I'm going to be honest.
Dude, Zaire clamped Justin Jefferson for a game last year.
Yeah, but Jair also got burnt by people too, and that's what Olave can do. Olave can burn you.
Okay, cool. Let's see him.
Olave can make those nice contested catches.
Let's see QB1 make that throw.
He has.
Let's see him do it now. Let's see him do it with Rashawn Gary running down his throat and Kenny Clark running down his throat.
I mean, he did it with Jeff Simmons and Brian Burns running down his throat. I don't know.
Not both at the same time. Not 2 elite guys at the same time.
2 elite guys?
Rashawn Gary's elite. And as an inside rusher, Kenny Clark is pretty damn fucking good. And they're both playing.
Give you that.
And
I'll give you that.
And let's be honest, the interior offensive linemen for the Saints are not it.
Really?
They're not it.
How? How so?
Ruiz and him. Who the fuck's your left guard?
James Hurst.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll give you that. James Hurst, but
Cesar Ruiz is not going to be. There's not center at center. And who is Eric McCoy still your center?
Yeah.
He's okay.
Don't say Eric McCoy ain't good. Don't say. I was going to say
he's alright. He's alright.
He's better than okay.
Your guard play is not going to be good enough to stop Kenny Clark.
Debatable.
It's not, dude. It's not debatable. You really think Ruiz is able to stop Kenny fucking Clark?
I don't think Kenny Clark will dominate him the entire game, no, to be honest.
Okay, buddy, we'll see about that. Um,
I
but
think it's like a 65-35 in favor of Clark.
yeah, that's dominating the fucking game, dude.
That's not dominating.
Hey, do you know how many times the offensive lineman needs to win in order for the play to work? Every fucking time. Do you know what happens? This is the best way I've heard. If an offensive lineman wins all but one rep, but the one rep he loses results in a big TFL or a sack, guess who fucking sucks?
The alignment, I'm guessing.
The O lineman's the one to blame, and the defensive lineman's the hero. Kenny Clark could play 40 snaps and get fucked up 39 snaps. But if his one wins a third and 7 sack in the fourth quarter, guess who's the hero of the game?
Kenny Clark.
Kenny Clark.
All right. I mean, I can't really argue with that, but
So can Ruiz win through the times when it matters? When defensive linemen, hey, do you know what I say on third down? Do you know what I say on third down? It's money time because that's when defensive linemen get paid. Third down is money time. And
when it has mattered the most, they've done their job.
Cool, and they haven't had to deal with those two.
Whether it take 45 minutes, whether it take 5 minutes, whether it takes to the last second, they eventually end up doing their job. They just need to gel together all at once.
Yes, and this is the biggest challenge they'll have for probably a while.
It will, yeah, it will.
But the Packers need Zaire to play. The Packers need Zaire. Alexander. I'm butchering his first name like crazy. I can promise you that right now. Zaire, something.
I love Zaire. Look, I'm wearing a Louisville shirt,
bro. He's top 5. He's top 5.
Yeah, for sure.
He's top 5, and he ain't 5.
He might be 4.
He's 4.
I'm not gonna go into it.
He's 4, 3, or 2.
He's not 1.
He's not 1. But
you know who is 1?
He has 2.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna think I was gonna say Lattimore.
No,
I wanted you to be pissed.
If you would have said Lattimore, I would have left this fucking call right here and there.
Nah, PS2 is number 1, but Lattimore is top 5 too. I think they're both top 5.
There's arguments.
I think Lattimore's like right at 5.
The corner debate's very questionable.
It's hard, yeah. It's hard to like really.
The only guy you can no doubt say is top 5 is PS2, and there's no argument against it at this point. Because you can argue every other corner to not be in there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why people say Sauce is number 1 when he literally got away with a bunch of holding.
Dude, Sauce is not that good.
He's good, but he's just not.
He gets away with shit.
He's overrated in the sense that people are making him out to be number 1.
He holds like crazy. He just gets away with shit because of New York. But the dream situation that's what we're talking about, right? The dream is those guys play. Those guys play, and you can throw Jordan Love out there with Aaron Jones, and for the first time all year, a Christian Watson.
Christian Watson didn't play week 1 or 2?
No, he's been out with an injury. He practiced Wednesday and Friday.
Okay. The dream scenario for the Saints, obviously, and considering it's a dream scenario, it's a dream, right? It's more than likely not going to happen, but you want it to happen. You need the offensive line to be efficient. As much as they've been very, very bad the first 2 weeks, you need to start seeing upside in them because the receipts are not there. Like you've mentioned, Kenny Clark is better than Cesar Ruiz. I will agree with that. Cesar Ruiz has got to show he's worth the money they gave him. Eric McCoy has got to show that he's worth the money they gave him. Trevor Penning's got to show that he can develop into what they want him to be. James Hurst has got to show that he can play guard. And Ryan Ramchak's just going to be Ryan Ramchak. You know, Ryan Ramchak's him. He does his own thing.
He sucks. I'm kidding.
Okay. All right. Whew. By the way, I'm red because I'm sunburnt, not because I'm mad. All right.
Oh no, I'm pissing him off. I'm in his head.
He is. He's in my head. I'm not gonna lie. All right, now on to the negative dream scenario. What about nightmare scenario? What is the worst possible thing for the Packers?
Bakhtiari doesn't play. Which makes him weird among all the guys who have said that D-Bot's the guy I'm saying is the nightmare. If Bakhtiari doesn't play, that O-line's not good. With Elton Jenkins already out, that left side of the line, the blind
Brian
side,
Brzez's gonna feast.
that
Brian
blind,
Brzee should feast.
Will Cam Jordan's not line up on that side?
Cam Jordan lines up on the side of the
Right
right
side?
tackle usually.
Will he ever go over there? Or will he always stay on the left side?
Occasionally, very very little. It's usually just that
I
right
can
side.
see him. That left side will struggle if without Bakhtiari, which is a nightmare scenario because you cannot let Jordan Love lose his
But hold on,
confidence.
but hold on. You don't even have to put Cam Jordan on that side where Bakhtiari would play because if you haven't seen the news, the Saints just paid their UDFA defensive end Carl Granderson, who is incredibly underrated. He's made some really great plays over the past couple of weeks, like the sack fumble last week to Bryce Young. The week before that, he made a bunch of huge plays that led to the interceptions that Tannehill threw. And Bryce Young, while he's not there yet, he will eventually be there, and he does have some great natural instinct and ability. Carl Granderson did an amazing job at making Bryce Young worse at what he's good at, if that makes sense. May Bryce Young got a little complacent, right?
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm I don't know if I'm
Bryce was in
using
a box. Bryce was in a
yeah,
box. But no, and obviously I could say, well, the guys who I just said all don't play. That'd be too fucking easy though.
yeah,
You can survive without Zaire. It'll struggle, but you can survive because you still have at
yeah.
least one guy. You cannot survive without David Bakhtiari.
Probably not.
That's the truth. It's the truth. You're already gonna get pressured enough as is. Take Bakhtiari out of the game, you're fucked. Even then, if you have Bakhtiari and you don't have Zaire, you're gonna be almost forced into a shootout unless the Saints offense is not that good. Which is still very possible because they haven't signed yet. They haven't shown that they can be an elite offense.
Right. Yeah, they haven't shown any like really anything
So
special.
you might be able to survive without him. Aaron Jones and Christian Watson, if they don't play, it's not a huge deal. You did it last week. You've
Yeah,
been there.
I'm not gonna say that Aaron Jones and Christian Watkins playing moves the need. See, I don't want to say this
Yes,
because
it
I don't want to
fucking
make it sound
does.
arrogant. It does, but like the Saints defense is elite, dude.
That's two elements you have to
Obvi-
consider. That's two
Obviously, it's
massive
gonna be
elements.
much worse without them, but I don't know how much better it's gonna be with them.
How look me in the eyes and say the Packers offense isn't a lot better with Aaron Jones.
No, it is, but the Saints defense is so good to the point where those elements might not be elements.
Have you played an elite receiving back yet?
Elite receiving back.
Yeah.
Miles Sanders is an elite receiving back. Isn't an elite receiving
No,
back.
I thought he was too. He's not a receiving back at all.
Tajay Spears, but he's not. He's only a rookie. I mean,
Look me in the
not
eyes and say,
elite
Tajay,
receiving back.
you have not dealt with one. Cool.
Not an elite receiving.
Demario Davis has done a good job shadowing running backs that are not great pass catchers and route runners. Derrick Henry, I'm not looking at to be my running back. That's not his role.
Yeah. No, not at all.
Miles Sanders, if you actually look at his statistics, is not a receiving back. I learned this the hard way.
I'm
Because
shocked too, to be
because
honest.
I got slammed by someone like go look at his stats because I was talking about how he isn't a great running back but is a great receiving back. It's the opposite. He's not been a great and unless I am misremembering what I looked at. I'm pulling it up right now.
Yeah, he hasn't had a good season receiving since his rookie year.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's actually
Yeah,
wild.
yeah,
Okay.
that's what I
Yeah,
thought
he's
too.
not a receiving back then.
He's not a
No, they
receiving
haven't
back.
faced an elite receiving back.
Aaron Jones is one.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Jones is a top, I'll say 5, just to play it safe in case I'm forgetting someone. It's probably
Playing it
number 3.
safe is saying top five.
Yes.
Hmm.
Playing it safe, top 5.
Top five what though? Because I don't think Aaron
Receive,
Jones is a top five running back at all.
receiving back. Just a
Okay, all
receiving
right.
back. Not a running back. I would never say that. It was a receiving back at this moment of time. He is top 5. Eckler's
Okay.
better than him. McCaffrey's better than him. You can have a debate on everyone else. And before you're like, well, Alvin Kamara is obviously better. Kamara didn't have that great of a year last year.
Still, but even if you're looking at stats, you gotta look at what he did for the game, what he did for the Saints. Like,
And is Kamara playing? Is
no,
Kamara
he's
played that
not.
this year? So
No,
how do
but,
we
but
know what
we're,
this
we're
year?
not we're not talking about
How do we know what he looks like this year?
Kamara playing.
How do we know where he's at this year?
Well, you act like
He's
he's gonna drop into a well and not do anything.
dude at that running back position with how much intensity he's had since joining the Saints. It's very possible. It's very possible he has taken a step down again because he took one down last year. He could be
Okay,
taking
but
another.
see, you remember the last time someone said he took a step down? He came back and scored 20 touchdowns the next season.
Cool. Let's see him do it again. Please do. He's on my
You're
fantasy
right.
team.
You-
He's on,
You're
he's on my fantasy team in the league.
you're right.
If he decides to score 20 touchdowns in 14 games, I will not be mad.
I genuinely don't know any world where Aaron Jones is a better receiving back than Kamara. Stats wise, even
This world.
no, bro.
This
Stats
world.
wise, even you can't even say he's a better receiving back than Kamara. But
Time to
and
pull up the stats.
you can.
Aaron Jones last year.
I'll pull up Alvin Kamara's too, just so we can
Compare?
yeah.
Oh, yeah, he was injured last. Oh, wait, no, he wasn't. What the fuck? Did he just have a. Oh. Guess that's actually not a bad year. Kamara probably had him beat last year, though.
57 catches, 490 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
He had him beat. Okay, well, moving on.
All right, but yeah.
Aaron Jones is in the
I
league
just want to bring
receiving
this
back.
up about Kamara. Kamara is going to be fresh in week 4. So this team is probably going to look a lot better on offense starting week 4 because of how fresh Kamara is going to be.
You better fucking hope so.
I hope so.
If not,
Believe me,
you have issues. If not, you have
there is thoughts
issues.
in my head that is keeping me from thinking that this team will do anything good beyond defense. Yeah, trust me, it was that kind of season last year to the point where I am scared to like do anything. Like I'm scared to believe anything.
Yeah, because you don't
I
know.
like to keep the shit talk to myself until the
s-
game's over.
You still don't know if Derek Carr's him.
Yeah, I don't expect Derek Carr to be him. Just want
You
Derek
don't
Carr
know
to be.
He's gonna
Just want
have to
Derek
be.
Carr to be.
He'll have to be him eventually. He'll have to be that guy to get you guys far.
He just needs to run a competent offense.
And he hasn't proven that yet.
They've ran a competent offense a little bit, just not to the level you'd want it to be.
20 points a game is not a competent offense.
It's a lot better because they're 2-0, all right?
It looks better. It's not.
Look,
It's really not.
besides the fact that he's made 2 really, really questionable reads, I don't really see that much of a problem. Obviously, not connecting with your receivers is not what you'd want, but it's growing pains. This is his first season in the offense, and he's literally new to the system still, and it's better. I don't know. Maybe I'm blinded by it.
Yeah, blinded by it. I'll be honest. I expected this offense to be better than the defense coming into the year. I expected this offense to walk in Jamal Williams, Alvin Kamara, Chris Olave, Michael Thomas. That's top 3 weapons for a quarterback. You have one of the best. You have the best surrounding players for an offense. You should be scoring 28, 30 points a game. And you have the Chiefs outscoring you week 1, where the best receiver is Kadarius Toney.
Patrick Mahomes is still there though. We can't compare like
Patrick Mahomes is still there. Okay, cool. Whose O-line's better? definitely the Chiefs.
Does it say yes? I think it
The
might be
Chiefs
the
interior
Chiefs.
is a lot better. Whose running back room is better?
Last year or overall?
This year.
Well,
This
this
year
year ours
overall.
hasn't played yet.
This year overall, who's a better? Okay, Jamal Williams or Isaiah Pacheco?
Isaiah Pacheco. Have you seen what Jamal Williams has done this year?
Who's the better weapon?
Better weapon? Isaiah Pacheco.
I'd say it's Jamal Williams, dude.
Have you seen the way he's played?
Have you seen the way the O line has played blocking for him and the defenses he's played?
No, that's
Pacheco,
true. But
Pacheco hasn't done shit this year.
when you're taking in all, I mean Jamal Williams isn't either. But when
Cool,
you're
and I'm
taking in
still
all
taking Jamal
elements of the
Williams.
game, I mean, if you put Jamal Williams behind the Chiefs' offensive line, yeah, it's probably better than what he is now.
A lot better.
But when you're
But
taking all elements into it,
I'm
then
taking the if the Chiefs could trade RB rooms with the Saints, Jamal Williams would be in shotgun right now next to Mahomes. I'll tell
probably
you that
so.
right now. Who are you
Probably
taking?
so.
Olave or Kadarius Toney?
Olave for sure.
Michael Thomas or Sky Moore?
Michael Thomas for sure.
Rashid Shaheed or over the hell the Chiefs are throwing out their receiver 3?
Rasheed Rice, Rashid Shaheed.
Okay, cool. So we decided, I will confidently say the Chiefs have 5 players on offense better than 6, I guess.
What you're trying to say is player by player, they're even.
As a offensive weapon standpoint, the if you gave look at Baker Mayfield right now. Who's a better quarterback, Baker Mayfield or Derek Carr?
As of this year, overall,
Overall, who's a better quarterback?
Derek Carr. He should be.
So why is he having a lot of success with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin? And that's really it outside of Tristan Wirfs on that offense. And Derek Carr can't find success.
New system.
Baker Mayfield's new.
Baker Mayfield's in a new system too, but that's just what he does. Baker Mayfield can pick up a system in 2 days. Derek Carr was in that system in Vegas for 10 years.
He went through a lot of coaches, dude.
I know he's never had stability. And to be fair,
so he can pick up a new system. So that's not an excuse. He's had to go through McDaniels. He's had to go through Gruden. He had to go through whoever the hell was before Gruden. He had to deal with the Antonio Brown bullshit with
the
Gruden.
The system ever really changed much there, though.
Dude. Last year, the offense changed. These systems
McDaniels is literally the bane of everyone's existence.
Yes, so he had to pick up that new fucking system. And they added Devontae Adams to that system. Derek Carr's running out of excuses for why this offense isn't working. Who's your offensive coordinator?
It's Pete Carmichael. He's better than Josh McDaniels, but he's not that good.
Okay, cool. And Josh McDaniels and Vader's offense was not bad last year. Granted, they had Josh Jacobs and Devontae Adams.
Yeah, I'm not
but
really
that's it. But
I'm
that's
not
really
comparing weapons anymore because
Saints need to figure this shit out on offense. Because if they don't, there's trouble coming for them. No way around it. If they don't figure this shit out,
look,
you can't talk playoff contention because the Bucs will win that division. They will fuck around and win that division. You may laugh now, but honestly, if you have me on for that Bucs episode, you're fucked. Because that Bucs team is running laps around this current Saints team. No way around it. With that offense the Saints are trotting out there, Derek Carr needs to either figure his shit out or get out of town. And
it's not just Derek Carr though. It's
and let Jameis Winston run that offense. Because that offense with Jameis was not bad.
Jameis was bad, dude. If you look at the stats, he was bad. If you look at the way he played, it was bad. Dude, if it wasn't for Sean Payton, Jameis would not be here. Jameis would not have a chance.
I'm just telling you.
But
the Saints don't figure it out on offense.
It's multiple.
They need to get going.
There's multiple elements to what's going on there, right? It's the offensive line to start, the main reason, the offensive line. And while Derek Carr hasn't made questionable reads, it's far and in between so far. It's like not like Jameis was last year. It's like Andy Dalton was last year. And I don't like saying that he's an improvement from them because it's very old now, which he still is. Derek Carr's came through the clutch when they needed it. It's just the first half is very rocky most of the time because they're sticking to the game plan they've made throughout the week rather than something they've built at the half, which helps out what's actually going on rather than what you think is going to happen before the game. I don't know. It's a little weird to think about because usually in last year, it took the offense till week 4 against Minnesota for them to score a touchdown in the first half. It came together. The offense came alive. It's just a matter of time, honestly.
Yeah, they need to find that sooner than later. Because the
And
longer you wait,
I don't think
the
I
more
don't
questions
think it
raised.
takes longer than week 4. I don't think that
Who do you guys play week 4?
Tampa.
You better hope it's week 4. You guys figure that shit out.
Okay, all right.
You better fucking hope.
What on defense would, besides Vita Vea and who's the linebacker? Not Devin White.
Which
He
one?
sucks.
Do you mean Devontae David?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the only guys they have on defense? Antonio Minfield
No,
doesn't exist? Carlton
besides
Davis doesn't exist?
Carlton Davis is not him. Don't play that with me.
Shaq Barrett, a former guy who was the sack leader.
I'll give you Shaq Barrett. I'll give you Shaq Barrett.
Kalisa Kancey, Aaron Donald Jr., Joe Tyron Sanika.
Meh.
A defense that has been elite so far this NFL season?
The Saints have also been elite so far this year. Defense.
The offense has not been elite. The Bakers' offense has been at least good.
Okay. But what's going to happen when they face the Saints defense?
Barbecue chicken alert.
Yeah, Marshawn Lattimore.
Shaquille O'Neal will be on the sideline of the Bucs going,
nah.
Barbecue chicken alert. Chicken alert. Base boy Baker about to go knock these boys up.
Nope. Not even. I'm sorry, but I don't think Baker Mayfield's played any defense that's really worth anything.
We'll see week 4, buddy.
The Vikings, their defense is what? Week 1? I don't take anything from week 1. I barely ever take anything.
The Vikings don't play defense.
The Vikings don't play defense, exactly. The Bears, come on now.
The Bears definitely don't play defense.
Please sit here and tell me that the Bears have anything near a top 20 defense right now.
Not even defending their own home stadium, they don't have a top 20 defense.
They're closer to 32 than they are to 20. Let's be honest.
They don't even have a defense defending their home field. How the fuck do we expect them to stop a quarterback?
Right. Now they got the Eagles. Now they get the Eagles on Monday. It'd be a little bit better to have this conversation when they face the Eagles. Do I think they're going to beat the Eagles? No. If they do, then we'll have those conversations. But no, they shouldn't.
Barbecue chicken alert from the Eagles too. I'm a pro Bucks guy.
Do you think the Eagles' offensive line will even give up anything that game? No, let's talk about who they got. They got Jordan Mailata.
Bum.
You gotta be putting on a character now.
Next name.
You gotta be putting on a character now.
Throw out the next name.
I swear to God, if you say anything to this, Jason Kelsey.
Bum. Lane Johnson. Bum. No, I'm kidding. The Eagles.
They have you.
I'm the best player.
They have Landon Dickerson. That's easy.
Yeah, I'm the best player. I'm the best player. It's my celebrity twin.
Bum.
No, we'll see. We'll see what the Bucks have.
Now, see, if the Bucks put up a relatively good fight against the Eagles, then you probably have a better argument there. But again, along with the Saints offense, I'm not impressed with the Bucks defense.
All right, so what's the Saints nightmare scenario?
We've been taking way too long talking about all this shit. Nightmare scenario. See, there's the thing. When you're talking about nightmare scenario, you got to go a little bit deeper than what's already happening. That's bad. So what can get worse? I guess. Well, if I don't want to be too
take the obvious answer.
I don't want to be too narrow here.
Take the obvious answer.
I mean, the obvious answer to me, honestly, is I guess like someone major getting hurt for us. That would be my obvious answer.
Okay, don't take the
What is
cop out
your obvious
answer.
answer? What is your obvious answer?
The offense still can't get it going.
That's not the nightmare scenario though,
It very
because
much
that's
is.
that's already like that's already something that we're looking at. It's not
Yes,
going.
but if the more it goes along the season, and where you're at is where I was at last year.
Okay, I understand that. No, I get that.
You where
From
you're at is where I was at last year with the Broncos.
see, here's the thing: we
It's
don't got anything
gonna
to back it.
eventually break open. It's gonna eventually break open, but it doesn't break open.
Here's the thing: last year I was in that scenario. The offense didn't score until the second half, until it came to week 4, until Andy Dalton got in the game, which is weird, really weird. Andy Dalton still didn't even fucking do anything good. But yeah, I'm just gonna say the
Ouch.
nightmare scenario is that the offense moves backwards
That's actually a good that's nightmare scenario.
because in week 1 they only scored 1 touchdown. They moved into the red zone. That wasn't their problem. Getting into the red zone wasn't the problem. It was just executing what they had drew up in the red zone, which was the problem. So I'm not really worried about the offense as much as some people are, because a lot of people aren't looking at it as in depth as I am. Now, see, when you're thinking about a bad offense, you're thinking about constant three and outs. You're thinking about constant stuffs by D line, constant interceptions back to back, no competent play from any part of your offense. But that's just not how it is. We've gotten to the red zone. We've gotten to the goal line. It's
It's not
just
finishing.
about
You can't.
executing.
You
They
gotta
haven't finished
finish.
yet. They haven't finished yet. They haven't executed. But I do think they can, and it is a lot. It is a lot. This might sound weird. It is a lot simpler to execute in the red zone than what they're making it out to be. It shouldn't be that hard. They've literally compensated for Derek Carr's struggles in the red zone. They got a bunch of red zone targets for him. They got Jawan Johnson and Foster Moreau. Foster Moreau is probably Foster Moreau's out tomorrow, but they've compensated for his struggles. They're trying to build on what he's not so good at, if that makes sense.
I disagree.
Why?
This isn't me hating on the Saints. This is me talking as a former football player. I think what has made finishing in the red zone so tough for the Saints this year is not their fault.
It's the
I mean,
comp. It's the comp to be
to
real.
the extent the O line can be to blamed, because as I said, if you really look down deep in that offensive line, there's only two guys you can trust, for sure.
McCoy and Ram.
McCoy and Mim are the only two you can really trust. And in the red zone, you're looking to that O line to get the job done. Because you have the best red zone running back in the NFL right now. And Jamal Williams. Jamal's the best running back in the red zone.
He's out tomorrow too.
Exactly. He's out. So how are you going to respond? Because
I don't know. See,
without him, you've played the Titans, who are going to probably be a top. I've said so many teams are going to be a top 10 defense this episode. Jesus. Who are going to probably
they
be a
are.
top 10 defense. The Panthers, who, they might not be a top 10 defense, but they're looking like one right now.
Their play caller is Ejiro Evero. You're a Broncos fan. You know Ejiro
Bro,
Evero very well.
I am looking at what has happened this year with the defense. That man works some fucking magic. I don't know what the fuck I don't know what the fuck he does. I want to know. He is Kyle Shanahan of defense.
And when I mentioned Ejiro Evero to people like, who the fuck is that? I'm like, watch some tape, bro.
It was like if you watch the it was the 2016 Browns who went 0-17 with Baker. I mean with Johnny Manziel.
I thought it was Deshaun Kaiser, but
it was someone.
We don't care. They're 0-16.
It was he had him for the Manziel year. It might have been the Kaiser was the 0-17 year, 0-16 year. They had Kyle Shanahan as the offensive coordinator of that offense, and that offense did not look bad.
No.
He made that offense function. Granted, they also had Mike fucking McDaniels on that offense, so the Browns went 0-16 without arguably two of the greatest offensive coaches in the current NFL.
The two coaches that are undefeated too, actually, right?
They're both undefeated so far, and they went
Wow,
0-16 with them.
that's wild.
That have that down for your random trivia of the week. Mike McDaniels and Kyle Shanahan coached Johnny Manziel at the same time, and the guy still failed.
How do you know what? Never mind. We're not gonna talk about Johnny Manziel. We all know he's a
But
failure. We all know he didn't care. We all know he had 0 hours on the iPad.
Evero is that level of defensive coordinator, and people don't realize that.
Yeah,
People walked in this year thinking they were going to be the best defense and not be a great team. That defense is making them good.
yeah.
That
It's
defense is
just
way. I forgot that's where Evero ended up going until I sat down and watched that Saints game. And I'm like,
you know
I
what
saw this shit last year.
is like you didn't know Evero was there until
I
you said, "Oh
forgot. I
shit, this is
forgot.
Evero."
I forgot, and I saw how that defense was playing. I'm like, that
Oh
is
yeah,
a
that's
fucking.
Evero.
That's Evero, man. I saw that shit
Hmm.
17 times last year.
Yeah,
That is
a
how
lot of
Evero
people,
calls his defense.
a lot of casual fans, or a lot of people that just look at the stat sheet, they don't know Ejiro Evero's name.
Bro, they don't. And you should.
And Ejiro,
Because
look, I tried to tell a lot of people this. Ejiro Evero led the number one defense last year, the number one pass defense last year. Ejiro
without
Evero
with
is
one
a
corner and one
great
safety.
fucking coach.
He had two players on that defense to help him, and he had the number one pass defense.
Right.
I'll say this, and you're gonna be happy when I say this. You will not be having to deal with Evero for long.
Yeah, probably not. Evero's going to be a head coach somewhere.
There's a few places he could be the head coach, and there's one place I don't want him to be the head coach. But if the Chargers don't go and fucking chug at this man, they are fucking stupid.
Yeah,
Because that man,
I think the Chargers need a decent
that man will
coordinator.
make Joey Bosa look like a fucking will make Joey Bosa look like Messiah.
Yeah,
But
this is that man will make J.C. Jackson look like he's worth the $100 million they paid him.
J.C. Jackson will go like, "Oh, thank God, Bill Belichick, you have returned."
Yeah.
But
So
now you're better. Because you can't argue Everett's a better defensive play caller than Bill Belichick at this point.
yeah, at this point, yeah, you can
At
argue
this
that
point,
because
that's a valid
the
argument.
results aren't showing. The results aren't showing for Belichick anymore. So yeah. So nightmare scenario for the Saints is that just the offense goes backwards, and like I mentioned, the red zone has been hard to execute. And the reason I'm saying it shouldn't be as hard as they're making it is because there's been a couple of miscommunication errors that have shown. Like for example, last week, Derek Carr had a pass to Tony Jones. Tony Jones never turned his head. Usually, you're expecting your receiver to be ready to catch that ball when you're going to throw it. He wasn't ready for it. The ball was going to go to Tony Jones Jr. no matter what, and he wasn't ready for it. Maybe that's because Tony Jones Jr. was a practice squad call up. Maybe it's because they're just not clicking yet. However, I do think soon enough it will come together. Whether it be a top offense, maybe not, but it will be a competent offense that can move the ball and score and give you trouble. All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a little impromptu thing here. I'm gonna show the final injury report for the game today. Well, today as this goes up, but tomorrow for us. So doubtful right now, which he's actually been
He's out.
yeah, he's out. He's actually been downgraded to out. Ugo Amadi's questionable, so it's going to be weird to see what they do at safety, or not at safety, but in the slot.
Looks like Rashawn
Actually,
Gary is playing.
yeah, okay, so Rashawn Gary, he doesn't have a designation, which means he'll play. But the Packers got a lot of do
Big
not
names.
practices here.
Big
A lot of big
well,
names.
apparently Friday's usually Saturday's apparently the best day for a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, all right, here we go. We got David Bakhtiari did not practice all week. So I would have to imagine that if he does play tomorrow, he might be very limited. And they might rotate in and out.
I could see them trying to be careful with his injury past.
Yeah. We got Aaron Jones, who's limited practice and still questionable. We got
if he plays,
Christian
he's
Watson.
going to be. If those two play, they're both going to be within a limit.
Right. Christian Watson, who I'm skipping over Lucas Van Ness because
He'll
is
play.
he notable?
Yeah,
He'll probably play. But
Yes, he is. He's the other edge rusher.
okay, okay,
He the pass rusher, first round pick this year.
okay, got it. Yeah. I know he's first round pick, but I didn't know if he's done anything like very uh out there yet. But yeah, Lucas Van Ness went limited all week, still questionable. I'd imagine he'd play. Christian Watson went from limited to didn't practice to limited again. So whatever's going on there, we'll have to figure out tomorrow. I think he might play, but again,
Watson,
along with
Watson, or
Watson,
I don't think it's likely.
it's not likely, but if he does play, he will definitely be limited as to what they're going to let him do because he's going to be guarded by Marshawn Lattimore, and Marshawn Lattimore is a physical player.
He's not
Marshawn
going to play.
Lattimore likes to push back. So you got to make an executive decision of whether or not you want to put him in there. And then Jair Alexander, which we've kind of come to the conclusion might have been just like a monitoring thing, but
If he practiced on Friday, he
limited
practiced
practice.
he practiced
Yeah.
as much as they were gonna. At this point in the year, they're gonna limit everyone to an extent.
hmm
They're just throwing that on there. He's gonna play.
He'll play too. I think Jair Alexander might be the only person on this list that will play in as full as you
Bakhtiari,
can
if he
get.
plays, is gonna play as he is normally. You don't control offensive line how much they play. If they're active, they're active.
Hmm. Okay. Well, that's the injury report, and we got two more questions. We're gonna try not to string this out too long because we're about to hit an hour.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
who
That's the
are
big
you?
Keiko game effect.
Yeah. All right. Who are you hoping to have a breakout slash good game? And I asked this last time, so I got to make sure to make it obvious. Do not make it obvious. Don't
Jordan
say
Love.
like, yeah. Don't say Jordan Love or Jai Alexander. Don't say anybody that is gonna make this boring. Who's gonna have the breakout game?
You go first. I've gone first for everything. Let's let you cook for a second.
Mine is Alante Taylor,
Who?
slot corner. Alante Taylor.
Got you.
Yeah, slot. He was the second round draft pick in 2022, and Alante Taylor played pretty good coverage on Adam Thielen last week. I don't know, but again, he's not going to be asked to play against a great slot receiver. So again, while he is accommodating to the slot position, he's made some good plays, and I think that will continue this week.
You could easily laugh at what I say here. Because for all I know, the Saints have done a really good job making so this position doesn't do much work. Gave me Luke Musgrave, tight end for the Packers. He
Luke Musgrave, he's a rookie too, right?
he's a rookie too. He has not had a he's had your typical tight end season. He has 75 yards on the year.
Mm-hmm.
We double check. I don't believe he has a touchdown yet.
Well, I mean, I can't really laugh at you for that because I told you not to make it obvious. So,
It's he has 5 receptions for 75 yards, no touchdowns so far on 7 targets.
but it's possible.
I think it's time for especially if Christian Watson and Aaron Jones do not play, which is both very possible. Someone's gonna have to step up on that on that offense.
Yep,
Obviously, it's not gonna be whoever Marshawn Lattimore is guarding.
that would be
Which will,
Christian Watson.
I'm saying if Watson doesn't play, which would probably be
Okay, probably Romeo Dobbs.
Dobbs or Reed would be out of the equation.
Yeah,
That leaves you with AJ Dillon, who's not a great receiving back.
right.
The other one of the two, who you're not going to get by throwing to every single time, and Luke Musgrave. Granted, Tyrann Mathieu could easily take a lot of the man-up situations on Musgrave,
Yep.
but he's also going to have a tight end, and that's going to be a linebacker man-on-man with him at times, and that's when he's going to have to capitalize. He needs to have
I think the linebacker that would probably be on him in that situation might be Pete Werner.
He needs to have a 6 reception for 62 yards in a touchdown game.
Basically, you're saying he needs to have a game that would be out of his like.
He needs a
range.
he needs a game where you say, you know what, this rookie is legit.
Mm-hmm.
And if he does that, the Saints are in trouble.
Potentially, yeah, potentially.
Not potentially. The Saints are very much in trouble
Yeah,
if this
they're
man finally gets
missing,
unleashed.
and I forgot to mention who the Saints are missing on the injury report. So far, it's Jamal Williams, Paulson Debo. It was ruled out, and then Ugo Amadi, I think, is going to play. But Paulson Debo is someone that you're hoping that you're kind of glad this is the game that he misses because there's nobody, or I'm not gonna say there's nobody, but there's very few people on that receiving core that you're scared of.
If Christian Watson plays, then it's going to be an issue.
But if Christian Watson plays, then Marshawn Lattimore is probably going to shadow him most of the game.
Yes, but then that means Romeo Dobbs is on your cornerback 3. And Jaden Reed.
Cornerback 3 would be Isaac Yadam.
Oh,
Yeah, I
that's
think that's
barbecue
Isaac.
chicken.
Isaac Yadam starting on the outside.
No. Jaden Reed's cooking.
You think so?
Yadam was a Bronco, dude. I watched him play.
I watched him play, and he made a pretty incredible play in Week 1.
You have not seen the real Yadam.
Probably not, but I don't expect
the
this
real
to
Yadam wouldn't play on the Broncos defense right now, and that says a lot.
I think this Yadam is I don't know. I don't know anything about Yadam. Yadam's like a 4th string corner on a bad day, or on a good day. So we'll have to see. But Paul Debo is out, so I'm pretty sure DA said that Yadam's starting opposite Lattimore. I'm surprised they didn't go Lattimore on the outside, Alontae Taylor on the outside, and then put Ugo Amadi in the slot because that's what Ugo Amadi played a lot of in, I think it was Seattle and the preseason this year. But
Let me switch up my guy real quick. Actually.
Okay.
And this is if Watson doesn't play. I think Musgrave still has the opportunity for a big game. Give me Dontavion Wicks. He's the receiver. Dontavion Wicks.
Okay, I actually like Dontavion Wicks, so I am not totally against that.
He is, I believe, a rookie.
Yeah.
Yep, he is a rookie. What school is he? Is he a Louisville guy on accident?
No, he's Virginia.
Okay,
but
good.
I liked him because
so far he's been really inefficient with the amount of targets. He has 6 targets, only 2 receptions, and with Adabio is how you say his name.
Adebo, yeah,
Adebo not playing. That third receiver spot is going to have opportunities to make plays, and sure. Jordan Love's going to be if Jordan Love has the intelligence, he's going to look towards that third receiver. But as of now, with Watson possibly not playing, it's going to be him again.
Yeah, I highly doubt that Jordan Love's going to be trying to test Marshawn Lattimore.
No, if he does, that's stupid, and he should not be in the league.
Yadam, and whoever that second receiver is will probably have some looks. So
they better. If the Packers want a chance, they better. But Wicks is the guy I think who has a chance to break out.
Yeah, I like Wicks too. I like Wicks because of just he's a good person. What he did for the guys in the shooting at Virginia, he's just a good guy. So I fuck with Dontavion Wicks. So I actually respect that. And now, did I say my breakout guy? Yeah, I did.
Alontae Taylor.
Yeah. Okay. Last question, and then we'll go ahead and wrap this up. What are your score predictions? And you know what? We're going to add a little bit to this, all right? I'm not sure you're a betting man, but I know you understand it.
What's the line?
The line is Packers by 1.
So Packers minus 1.5?
No, it's Packers minus 1 flat. So basically, you're betting on if they win or not. Do the Packers win? Okay, so let's just put it this way. What are your score predictions? Do they cover the spread, or do they cover the over-under, which is 42? I think, I'm going to go ahead and say, I think the score will be 24-21 in favor of the Saints. With that being said, the Packers will not cover, and we will go over 42 points.
The total score is going to be under.
You think so?
I think the Packers win 17-14. I think this is a slow scoring battle between the two teams. I think it's a defensive war. This is a defensive juggernaut battle, I think. I think points are going to be very hard to come by. I think we're going to see the way I see the Saints winning, though, is really if their Carr starts to step into his own that fourth quarter. But I think the Packers defense is going to stand longer, be able to resist longer than the Saints defense will. I think that defense can break. We have seen signs that that defense can break to an extent.
Break how?
They will give up a play. They will give up a play at moments they will. As much as you hate it,
Not this year. Not yet this year. Last year,
this
maybe.
there are some opportunities for the plays that the Panthers had that was just missed by the fact that Bryce Young is a rookie. Jordan Love is equivalently a rookie who just so happened to have Aaron
He's a
Rodgers.
rookie who has like 2 years of knowledge in his bag.
2 years acknowledged by one of the top 5 greatest quarterbacks of all time.
Okay, yeah.
He is gonna be. I think this is a game where you might see the Saints defense give up a few plays. I still think it's a defensive battle. I think we're gonna see the inexperience from Jordan Love. Stein, he's gonna throw his first interception this week.
Yeah, that's my bold prediction there. Jordan
He's
Love's
gonna
first
throw.
pick.
He's gonna throw his first pick. But at the end of the day, what we will see is 17-14 under, and this Packers cover the spread.
Well, that being said,
I just
that's
called game.
behind Big K called the game. That's behind enemy lines. Thank you, Caleb, for joining me. Thank you for making this interesting because last episode it was very much agreement of, oh yeah, they're good. Oh yeah, that might happen. That's cool.
Man, I love the Saints.
Where's the
I
fun
love
in
the
that? But
Saints.
hey,
If you watch my video of 3 teams to watch, I praise the Saints for 10 minutes.
yeah. Speaking of watching your videos, do you want to plug anything?
You can check me out, Big K Called Game. Big K Called Game on TikTok and YouTube. It's Kaleb A94 on Twitter. And I recently just started something up called the Curbstone Podcast with a guy named Grayson. He's a pretty cool dude. Go check it out. He is. It's a pretty cool podcast, if I'm being honest. Yeah, go check all
Shout
that
out
out.
Grayson, he made the thumbnail.
Shout out Grayson, he's the GOAT. No, go check that out. But sub to my boy Valente. He's a dog. He's one of the best people I know. I'm not saying that because I'm on his video and I'm Taysom Hill.
Yeah, Taysom Hill.
But no, sub to this man. He's always thinking of new shit. I never would have thought of this idea of behind enemy lines. And
Shout out to David for kind of inspiring this for me.
And he really does try to actually get people on here. I know I was a last minute throw in.
Yeah. I'm not that popular, guys, okay? Look, I
tries.
might need Taysom Hill on here a couple of times.
But he support the man for how hard he's working to try to make this series be great. Because he really is. And I told him before this, dude, I'm going to be honest, I could be lost this episode. And you know what he said? He basically said, just do the best you can.
Mm-hmm.
Which he didn't have to say. He could have easily said, well, I want you to be Tom, I want you to know everything. He could have easily said that. He didn't. So, sub to this man. He works his ass off. Sub, like the video. Follow him on Twitter and TikTok. He's him.
Yep. With that being said, Caleb, I appreciate you for coming on such short notice and doing your best. Obviously, I don't agree with your takes, but again, they were good takes. You had me dumbfounded on the take with Cesar Ruiz and Kenny Clark. I'm not gonna lie, you did stump me there. And again, appreciate you for coming on. And with that being said,
of course, thanks for having me.
That being said, I'll see you guys actually later today because I will be streaming live reactions to the game like I do almost every week. So do what Caleb said. Go sub to him, sub to me. Appreciate y'all. We are 27 subs away from 100. So if y'all could do me a favor and hit that sub button if you haven't already. And with that being said, I'm out. Peace.